Evaluation question 3. Feedback is essential when creating anything that is out to attract a market. Audience feedback allows me to make sure that the music video appeals to the target audience before promoting it to them as a complete product in which fits the conventions of a music video that they believe to be important. I also see this as a huge advantage in receiving more creative views and ideas, as everyone would have a slightly different response even if the feedback is linked. The help of audience feedback prevents our music video from being limited. Throughout the construction of our music video, we have received a range of feedback from a range of people. Initially, Jake and I used feedback as a form of decision making between us as a pair, such as choosing our final song. Once we had chosen our song, I then asked my family members to assess it. However, we received our first official feedback from our class peers and target audience after completing our first rough cut. There were 4 main ways in which I received feedback. The first was meetings as a class in the media department and evaluating each other's work. And this was effective as it was anonymous, meaning people would express their true feelings as well as receiving a large mass of feedback at once. This would allow us to improve creative quality as well as editing and production. This feedback was the most important as we were addressing both our niche market but also peers who understood the filming and editing that took place. From our rough cut, we received some very constructive criticism and were also surprised with the amount of positive feedback we already had. Some of the negative feedback we received was mainly linked to the image clarity and the motion of lip syncing against the music. After editing and colour grading our music video, there was a sharp edge to our video, and thanks to the audience feedback, this tiny adjustment immensely improved the outcome of our video. When receiving our final cut feedback, I was pleasantly surprised to have next to nothing on the criticism front, although I seriously took on board the minor adjustments suggested. This feedback for our final cut is also shown in a Glogster format. The second way in receiving feedback was online via the internet. I would use social networking sites such as Facebook to seek both positive and critical feedback. By sending my final pieces to members of my target audience via chat, this allowed them to observe and respond without a time limit or be in a specific location. I also had the power of choosing individuals who I was aiming to attract with our final pieces. The feedback was extremely positive and a help to self-assessing our music video. By uploading our final cut onto YouTube, this created possibility for other members of the YouTube community to comment and express their views, as well as like or dislike our video, in which people already had. The third way in which we would receive feedback was via our media teacher. Sometimes the constructive criticism given was hard to take, as opinions would occasionally collide. However, this was a learning curve and allowed me to reflect on my own work from another perspective. As well as giving feedback on our music video, we were occasionally given blog feedback by our media teacher, which I felt was just as important. This made sure that our level of work maintained to be a high standard on both our blog and our music video. The fourth and final way in receiving feedback was by the written form of questionnaires and surveys. Throughout the construction of our music video, I made questionnaires regarding our target audience. As I found this extremely effective, I made survey for my final pieces. There were 35 participants who answered the following survey. The age range of people who took part were between 12 to 62, and this was to provide me with a broad selection of views on one product, our music video. Though to improve and develop this, I would ask simply my target audience.